Welcome back to here in Sec here. Hello everybody, my name's I'm not using a headset while commentating. Let's just say my mic reset around, just making sure. Because I never got a notification for it. Broadcasted, I got a notification for that. So we are here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is round 3 of the championship. And let's just say, plain and simple, It's Me has won both of the races so far. However, think about that, but it's pretty interesting at the same time because just goes to show how competitive the field is we have. And for me, honestly, I don't expect as an either, and he's ended up going on to win the race. So I don't expect him to be in the front row either, because that's how competitive this field is. So anyway, I need to send out the link to the stream. So hold on just a second, and so in the meantime, let me know if the stream sounds different or anything, or if there's any bad quality. Most likely because I'm doing this a different way. It's not the best quality, but I still need to stream it and everything. But riding on board with Banana, he is in 5th place, but no one has set a time yet, and actually that reminds me to go to the detail and put on the tires. There you go. So as you can see, the... not the leader, to the... Can I do this? Yeah, leader, and then fitted... Yeah, on their best. Okay, there we go, that's better. So Banana setting the fastest time by 1/100th of a second. So, pretty gnarly time right there, and that will actually get beaten by a second later by ILR Reader. And that'll be a 128.5. 1/10 behind is then Banana, back in 3rd. Another 10th behind is roughly It's Me, so he's been doing alright. Is that the interval to the leader? Okay, that is the leader. It's not interval, that's different. So let me send out the link to the chat, because Bellatrix was asking for it. Shout out to him. Put the link in there. So there's a yellow in Sector 3. Let me change the camera view. Who could this be for? I see a slow car. That's the Sauber, but that's Sector 1, and now we have a yellow in Sector 1. So it seems to me that there are many incidents. Now yellow in Sector 2. I think that's carried onwards. That's the McLaren now of Reader, who's slowing down, but speeding up again. So I'm not exactly sure what the yellows are for, but let's highlight LR Surface, a blistering lap time of a 1:27.7, and putting on good and phenomenal pace so far early on in qualifying. Nice to see. Let me know how the quality of the stream is doing. Not many people watching, but it's fine. Still trying to make sure the stream quality isn't that off. Made sure I reset my internet before this, but again, 12 minutes left of qualifying. It's Me stands on pole position, then it is LR Surface. It's Me set a time of 1:27.5, and that time he was able to slide up into pole position so far, and that was 2 minutes after I just said, don't expect him getting pole or sitting on the front row, and here we are, he's on pole position, but then again, that was on the medium tire, so I expect these guys to go back out, maybe like 3, 4, 5 minutes left, go on the softs or the super softs, and try and set a lap time, and as I say that, LR Surface crosses the line once more to even better his lap time. That is a 1:27.2. So nice to see that these drivers are still going out to improve their lap times. So while we look ahead, who else is still out on track? We can look with Rick Ping. Opens up DRS's 7th gear. He will cross the line and does not improve. I think he actually starts another lap. If we go further down the grid, we have Mr. Jennings, and after that, there's Fatal and Sterling West and Robo and Howitzer. Hello, nice to see you again. And looking through, and hopefully the quality of the stream isn't that bad. I'll be completely honest. It's at Auto 720, but I don't know. The stream doesn't have the best quality compared to the last 2 races. That's sort of what I'm worried about. 720 high is what I aim for, but obviously on the stream it doesn't look that way. It's probably my internet. But nonetheless, we have 10 minutes remaining of qualifying. Surface stands on pole position and sliding into 4th. They're not... I think he just went in the pits quickly after. Somebody slid into the top 5. Not Speedsta, it's me. No one slid into the top 5. I think ILR Reader just went back in. But Fatal sets a time of third place. That is a lap 7/10 off pole position. But yet that was on the super soft tires. So even then, I think that was on his final run, because obviously you don't do a banker lap with those kinds of tires, the softest available for the race weekend. He says, Howitzer is ILR Reader, now change my name, and it's a dry race. Well, it's Bahrain, and rain is the only thing that we will not be expecting for today's race. We are in the Sakir Desert in Bahrain, and obviously that is the last thing you would expect in a race like this. Here's King MJ warming up his tires. Hopefully Ericsson doesn't hit him. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. But yeah, I've seen some drivers so far trying to warm up their tires in other league races, and next thing you know, they just lose the back end, and it's unfortunate. Then again, he has a wheel, so he must have a lot of control and a lot of grip as it comes down to the night sector. So looking down, nothing happening in qualifying. So with 9 minutes left, most of the drivers return to the pit lane, and they will try and go out for one more run. Looks to be Fatal, and almost hits the Renault right in front of him. So ILR Reader back out on track. So people are telling me the quality is good for the stream, so that is the only thing I need to know. We'll ride on board with the ILR Reader. He is right now running in 5th place. It's a Silver Arrow, then Toro Rosso, Sauber, Ferrari, then McLaren, and then another Red Bull back down in 6th place. The Renaults after that go 7th and 8th. We see the return of Elite Lorenzo. 9th is King MJ in the Pink Panther, and I don't think Odoms is here, because we have not ran through his name yet. Looks to see Gordo is making his debut in the Silver Arrow, or we just did not cover him. Nonetheless, here he is making his debut from what I assume is his first race this season. Let's go through. Uavin is back on the grid in the Sauber. Some familiar names, some familiar faces we are seeing. Gordo sets the time in 7th place, but yeah, some familiar faces we see from the first race of the season return for the third, as they were reserves in the second race. John is back in the Haas, and after that you have Diego, who almost won the first race and binned it with a couple left to go. Who else do we have in the field? I don't think anyone else is new besides Gordo. So let's ride an onboard, or not. There we go. This Banana's out on track. He's up to 4th place right now. We can take it on board with the Red Bull driver. You can see sliding through the downhill part in turn 8. Barely misses the curbing, but hits the apex, headed all the way uphill and back down to a slight left-hander, turn 9, and locking up those fronts. Does he lock up? No, he does not, but turn 10. And down the straight, he maxes up to 6th gear. Yellow in sector 1 and 2, 7th gear for the Red Bull driver. Gets on the curbing and takes that left-hander. And he'll be going uphill again towards turn 11, 12, and 13. The long right-handers turn 12. You have 13 right up ahead. There's 2 different formats for this track, actually, for the turning. Some say that last corner is actually 2 different corners of 14 and 15. Some others say it's just 1 corner, it's turn 15. Either way, there's 15 corners at this track. Whatever version of the track map you do look at, you can ride on board with Sterling West. And from the interviews we held last week at Shanghai for the second race of the season, you remember LR Speedster and Sterling West did not get off to the best of start as teammates. Both collided on the opening lap, and due to that, Sterling West decided to continuously battle Speedsta's Esports teammate of LR Surface. I'm not sure it's payback or anything, but I'm just trying to depict the story from what I have heard in the paddock, as you could say. So 6 minutes left, and Ferrari does look to have a very strong team of 2 teammates, 2 drivers, both very strong, but not knowing their place in the team, both assuming the number 1 role. And it is a bit confusing, like we saw in the first lap of last race. So it'd be very interesting to see if both Ferrari teammates clash again. Again, like I said, they're not in the best of terms, so it'd be pretty interesting to see. That was, who was that off the track? That was Robo. Did not have the best of last two races. He's looking to improve upon that. So it is Surface right now on pole position. He got stuck battling Sterling West last race for the past 15 laps. It was so frustrating to watch because he kept making overtake attempts and he just kept doing counter attempts as well. So could not get by him for the last 15 laps in last week's race. But here he is on pole position. It'd be very good to get that opening pole position to stand ahead of everyone on the field. So nonetheless, he's looking to get a front row start. It's me is in second. 5 minutes left. Expect many more drivers to roll out on the track and expect to set their actual lap times. Here is It's Me in second. He is back out on the soft tires, so this is the time to change the detail to fitted. And now, as you can see, the fitted right now, they are putting on softer compounds. And 4.5 minutes remaining. It's Me is back right on track. So is Rick Ping. You can see down below is Yuavin and the Sauber, or I should say Alfa Romeo. And who slid up? Yuavin slid up to 5th place. So the Saubers are 3rd and 5th on the grid. And so it looks to be a very, very consistent lap times between the two Sauber teammates and the Ferrari teammates as well. And the Red Bull teammates, as I can say, both Red Bulls of Toro Rosso and actual Red Bull, but Diego did not set a lap time, and he's finally out on track. Where's that Toro Rosso? Jack is down in 15th. So with 4 minutes remaining, who can we take an onboard view with? Let's take an onboard view with Rick Ping. He stands in P9. And I need to put out this tweet. I say this every race, but I'm just doing it now so I don't have to do it later. So I'm going to say round 3 of the American Tier 4 at Inside Line Racing. It's live. Tweet. Okay, we're good. Back to the action. And 3.5 minutes remaining now. And nothing has happened, really. 3rd and 5th are still the Saubers. 6th and 8th are still the Ferraris. And many more drivers are going back out on track. Many on the softs, which is surprising. Which shows to me that in the race, they want to go on a reduced strategy. So they're looking after their tires more like it. Let me move the microphone. I think that should be better. And Diego sets a lap time on pole position. So he was sitting in dead last for the entire session until the last 2 minutes, where he actually does set a valid lap time. And that does remind me, I want to see the race director. I don't want to leave. I want to see the race director if it'll... There it is. So let's look at the incident so far, and speeding in the pit lane for a couple drivers, invalidated lap time of Sterling West twice. You have Elite Lorenzo and Gordo, the Mexican. So I don't even know we had a Mexican in the field, so nice to see a little bit of diversity in the American series. So going down, It's Me in second place. So he has Dunn LR Surface, who is actually off the final corner. He's about to either start or finish a lap time. Oh, and he's getting the toe off Speedsta. I think they orchestrated this in the party. And to get a toe, will he move by? He does move by. He orchestrated that perfectly, the two Livid Racing teammates. So I think they were helping one another. And Surface, to get a pole position lap time, will ride on board, because this lap should be the one to get pole position. It is 1.5 minutes remaining, and he did get a fantastic toe off Speedsta. If you watched the Baku race today for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, it was pretty boring, but if you remember that Charles Leclerc did end up getting the fastest lap time in that extra point, because he did get a toe off of one of the Renaults in the last couple of laps of the race. So I think they're trying to orchestrate that in qualifying now. So we have 1.5 minutes remaining. He keeps using a bunch of the curbing, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to get a good lap time this time. So if we go back to speed stuff, he's actually going to set a lap time. He will. So I'm not sure if he's going to drop back again and help his Livid Racing buddy this time, but I don't think he will. But this will be a better lap time no matter what, because that toe definitely did help him. Diego retires on pole position. It's Me was running in second, 0.08 by, and perfect cornering there. It's Me to the top, and that is 1/10 above the lap time he should have been going for. And that puts him into pole position. King MJ moves into 4th place. What about LR Surface? Final corner run up to the line. That'll be 7th gear. Almost into the DRS zone. And no improvement. Oh, that is frustrating. He got the toe and everything. He orchestrated it perfectly, too. And he could not get that improvement on the lap time. So, meanwhile, let's look through the field. Here's Banana. That is Diego's teammate. So, yellow sector 1 and 2. Who could this be for? I don't see anyone, but Surface using up most of the track limits there. Those tires are a couple laps old, so I don't think he'll be a factor that lap. Uavin is in 7th, Speeds is 8th, 10th is Sterling West, you have ILRGT in 9th. The two Ferrari teammates would be starting right in front or behind each other, and someone moved up. Banana moved up, and who else moved up as well? I think Fatal moved up also. It's kind of hard to keep track of this. So, qualifying is over. We are waiting for certain drivers to finish their lap time. It's Me is slowing down. He's done. Surface is still in a lap time. Trying to make sure. Here we go. Turn off Wi-Fi on my phone. I still need good quality for the stream. And, oh, he ran wide there. And I don't, yeah, that should definitely take off a couple tenths on a good lap time. And I don't think that one will be a contender either. So King MJ crosses the line, stabilizes himself in 4th place. Banana is up there. Surface run up to the line. Will he improve? He does improve. I was wrong about Surface. Even despite going off, he tops everyone. 3 tenths above It's Me, and It's Me should have done that extra lap when he was slowing down, because it did cost him pole position today. And now it's down to, oh my goodness, someone ended up crashing. Not sure who. And Fatal still has a lap time. Will he improve? No, he knows better and crashes the car as he crosses the line. It's down to Bellatrix. We have not talked about him at all in qualifying, but he knows his lap is done for and not worthy of pole position. He starts to weave and slow down the car, and that is qualifying over. LR Surface, an incredible pole position. It is a 126.4 and 3 tenths above It's Me for that starting front place. And you heard me in the beginning of qualifying. I was like, well, It's Me, and there's a crash behind. Is that Speedsta? It is. And 4th place, he did end up moving up as well. Yeah, you heard me say, oh, It's Me. He's not going to be on the front row. He is on the front row, but in 2nd place. So that's kind of odd to see. I thought if he was going to be on the front row, it would have been pole position. So let me check how the stream is doing so far. And that is qualifying over. Let me pick up the mic and say the names really fast. Can I move it like that? No, I can't. I have to do it with this hand. Give me 1 second. So, pole position, it is LR Surface and It's Me, Diego, Speeds, the King MJ, Sterling West, Elite Lorenzo, Banana, Gordo, and Fatal running out the top 10, and that is Uavin, ILR Reader, Jack, Rick Ping, Bellatrix, Mr. Jennings, John, and Robo Harley finishing out the grid. And many of these guys are split, but it is the top 6 on soft tires. 7th, Elite Lorenzo, he's on the super softs, but guys that were outside of the top 10, they were on the super soft tires. So it's kind of surprising to me. Maybe the softs are the better tire around here for qualifying. Maybe not. Maybe the fast guys are like, I'm going to start on the soft tires, getting an advantage for pit strategy. Could have been that too. But the way I see it, it's just that they thought the softs were the better tire to go on for qualifying and the race, no doubt, so they can start on that harder compound of those super softs to set themselves up for a good strategy today in Sakir. So expect that to come into play. So like we said, I'm going to mention some track facts about the Bahrain International Circuit. It has 15 corners. What else will this thing load? Usually in an F1 race, this would be 57 laps. The race distance in real life is usually 308 kilometers long. So that's pretty interesting to see. Here we go, formation lap. And it's a go. I wonder who is going to disqualify themselves. It's pretty interesting to see people do that. Reading the comments, it cracks me up sometimes. There's a giant lizard in turn 4. Someone else is like, wrong track. Okay, so while everyone warms up, let's do the top 10 rundown again. So turn off the Wi-Fi there, and here we go. So, formation lap. Diego's already been disqualified, but you can see how much they're turning the wheels, wearing those tires, and trying to warm them up. On pole position, it is LR Surface. It's me in second. Diego's in third. Fourth is Speedsta. He ended up crashing at the end of qualifying. Fifth place is King MJ. Sixth place is Sterling West. He starts right behind his teammate in sixth place. I wonder if they will get into a little more contact today and see if that rivalry heats up. In seventh place, it's the return of Elite Lorenzo, P7. P8 is the other Red Bull driver of Banana in 8th. 9th is Gordo making his debut in the American Series. P10 is Fatal. P11 it is Sauber's teammate, Uavin. P12 looks to be ILR Reader, who is, I forgot who it was, who his old username was. I can't believe I forgot. Jack is back in 13th. He did end up improving his lap time. P14 is Rick Ping. 15 is Bellatrix. 16th is Mr. Jennings. 17th is John. 18th is Robo Harley. And 19th is CX. I didn't even see him join in during qualifying, but CX is back in the race. And I'm pretty sure CX was in a Mercedes last week, but changing teams left and right is CX, and looks to be already has 3 jobs in 3 different races so far this season. But nonetheless, he's replacing Odoms for this round, who could not make it. I just had a broken controller there for a second. My L2 button got stuck. Okay. Hopefully that does not happen again, but we are here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It should be 29 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakir. It's brought to you by Gulf Air, and we are moments away from the start of round 3 of the American Series. It's LR Surface, and it's me on the front row, powered by Mercedes and Honda. The front row, the 5 red lights in Bahrain, and we're green for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and already it's me off to a thrilling start alongside. He jumps the Mercedes to the inside. There's some contact, and you can see Speedsta setting up an overtake to the inside, but the door closes. He backs off. It's me takes the lead against Surface. Surface has the inside, but running wide is It's Me. There's a collision in the background. Don't even know who that was. The 2 Saubers going at it. There's a crash in the background. That's Bellatrix and Jack John, and a Robo might have been involved as well, but we go further up the grid, and you can see a stack up right now. Elite Lorenzo runs wide, and there's a Ferrari that spun. That's Sterling West. More damage. He gets the Sauber involved of Uavin on the opening lap. That's a 5-second stop go for ILR Reader, and there we go to the inside. Surface takes back the lead, and you can see It's Me's falling down to third with Diego moving up to second. So already you can see going through corners of 9 and 10, locking up that front of Speedsta. That'll allow King MJ to catch up. You can have Elite Lorenzo because Bellatrix is messed up and he's falling back down and mistaking. You can see Gordo on the outside, and the camera angle not the best to view everything so far, but a single file start, and I saw ILR Reader go down a couple spots. Gordo's moved down as well because Bellatrix around the outside. A beautiful overtake on the Mercedes guy of Gordo on his debut, qualified P9. He fell back 1 position on the opening lap. I know the 2 Red Bulls, surely must be lag. I'm clueless to see what's going on. I bet, again, it has to be lag between the 2. That's quite impossible. Who are we trying to get here? There we go. Some good action between Banana and King MJ. To the outside goes the Red Bull. Will he move over to the left-hand side? He does, and he'll try and take the position. And there's a Sauber that almost got involved in it, and Fatal back there as well. Again, just trying to cover all of this stuff. It's like, and then Diego and... Okay, thankfully they're not... As I say, they are making contact again. I am not sure what's happening with the front. Trying to get all that was an F1 2017 glitch, and it's kind of returned in its sense, but riding on board with Elite Lorenzo, he's in P7, and a 4-car pack right here. I don't really want to show second and third right now. I want to wait for themselves to fix that glitch, and maybe we can look back with them again, but as you can see now, it's between the McLaren and the Ferrari. In 9 and 10, the Ferrari of Sterling West backs off. He runs wide. He could get a lot of momentum off the corner. No, DRS is not available yet. It is lap 2. Needs to be lap 3 for it to be enabled. Let's look at position change off the start. So Diego did end up moving 1. You can see back at the McLaren making a move and cuts off the Williams. He falls back another spot. So that is down for 14th, I believe. And yeah, that's Mr. Jennings. And was that John making another mistake? No, he just fell back a position. off the start again. You can see Rick Ping trying to hang back and stay with Mr. Jennings, but single file so far, a pass for second place. And here we go. They're actually, I'm not sure if this is it, but they're 3 wide on my screen. And the lag continues. And oh my goodness, I am not sure what is happening. But good action if what did actually happen. But I am a little confused right now. Surface has moved down to P3. And I'm not sure if that was due to the glitch or if it's just Diego and it's me going at it and they both got by Surface, who did make a mistake. He's fallen down 2 positions off the start of where he was on pole position. So I assume the issue is fixed now, as they are both racing. And anyway, let's go through the field. Let's try and find some sort of battle. You can look back here with the Sauber and the Renault. Rick Ping against Mr. Jennings. Looks to be P13 on lap 3. Backs off entering turn 10, so he won't lock up those front tires. But Elite Lorenzo gets by Banana for P6 is what he thinks. Trying the switchback is the Red Bull driver. And he'll try something to the inside, I believe, in what looks to be turn 14. But decides better of it and hangs back there. So back towards the other Renault. There's been an overtake, and Mr. Jennings is watching that one happen. So again, I need to make sure I get all the battles in this race so far, and let's switch to this camera so we can see more, and if they gave us good camera angles, let's go through the field so far. So off the start, there's some drivers in the field that actually have not lost a spot yet, and now Rick Ping is one of them who's fallen down to 14th and of where he qualified. So actually, will he attempt an overtake here? The Renault to the inside. No, he decides better of it. So it was also Elite Lorenzo who got passed by Banana in P6. My mistake, I almost hiccuped. So the Renault does run wide. This will allow Fatal to catch up to the corner, but he misses the apex. And, oh my goodness. So John is back here battling with Robo. Down to the inside. The Haas driver has to accommodate him, and he runs him off the track. Not sure what that was for. But the McLaren driver, Robo Harley, said, "Excuse me, thank you very much. I will go through for P16." And that's exactly what he did. So riding on board now with Rick Ping. Will he have a say with this? Again, he brakes super early to make sure he does not lock up those front tires. And now Elite Lorenzo and Banana going at it again, side by side. And that Red Bull driver will have the inside. It'll switch to the outside. In turn 13, that sweeping right-hander into turn 14. Riding on board with the Red Bull driver and has to stay with him. He may try and get him off the final corner on the straight, where he'll be able to use DRS on lap 5. We'll come to, lap 5. So off the corner, and he'll also have the help of Fatal, who's behind in 9th place, and also behind him is the Force India driver. So will we see an overtake? Elite Lorenzo very slow down the straight. To the outside goes the Red Bull. Will Fatal do anything, or will he wait? There's also a pass between the two Livid Racing guys, the Surface and Speedsta, and there's another pass between Jack and Mr. Jennings, but hanging on is the Red Bull driver of Banana, and looks to be right on board with Fatal. You can see both moving and shifting lanes, but hanging on, so trying to get the best of them. Nothing happening, so Speedsta and Surface did go at it for a second there. And I got no notification. I thought I turned notifications off on my phone, but I apparently did not. So anyway, I'm not sure if you heard the buzz. That's why I mention it. Go through the field. It is a good and comfortable gap for Diego to hold right now. And, well, he's back to the lead of where he was in Albert Park. And we'll see if he'll be able to finish there this time. So it's me is in second. Third is Surface. Fourth is Speedsta. Fifth is King MJ. Sixth is Elite Lorenzo. Finally, he's gotten by the Red Bull driver of Banana, who's in seventh. Eighth is Fatal. Ninth is CX going at it, trying to pass Fatal. Will stay on board. And 10th is Bellatrix, who actually has gained 5 spots off the start, and CX has gained 10 spots off the start. Make that 11 if he can go to the outside and go around the outside in turn 15. May try the switchback, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Final corner, he'll try the switchback, and the run and momentum to the inside. That'll be 11 positions made up if he can make this one work. For P8, side by side with the Sauber driver, they'll be wheel to wheel, just inches apart. He'll need to get the edge to the inside this time. On board, super late on the brakes, he'll run wide, and the Sauber driver goes back for 8th place is fatal. Whew, that was a terpsy-topsy battle right there, and Gordo trying to get by, Bellatrix, and Bellatrix has moved up as well. So Bellatrix is trying to fend off for that singular point in P10. While CX and Fatal go at it again, he's going to get the best of him, and he backs off as that nose could have been chopped if he held the inside there throughout that corner. So let me switch back to my actual map here so I know where the corners are. Yeah, here we are. So that Force India driver has pulled away, and those front tires have been locked up by Rick Ping. I think that's exactly why he brakes so early into certain corners, because I think his setup is geared around hard braking, so that's why it locks up so easy. So that's why he has to brake so early for corners like these. And you can see Jack gains a lot despite spinning the rear end. So goes to show that again, that setup is definitely geared towards I wouldn't say hard braking corners. I mean, obviously every hard braking zone there is on this track, he locks those front tires up, and they're going to be shredded after one stint on this track. So anyway, let's try and find a good battle. Did we see one here for a moment? No. Here we go, the two LR guys going at it again. Speedster to the outside, to the inside goes Surface. Around the outside, the Ferrari nudges. And no, it's the Mercedes who nudged that inside curb. Speedster did not give him enough room. And will they continue to battle? Speedster has gained 1 spot and Surface has lost 3. Both trying to use enough runoff and a little love tap, as you can say, from one LR guy to the other. And there's a position gain between Gordo and Bellatrix. Bellatrix is still trying to hold on a second. So Bellatrix let by Gordo. Gordo got by, but he still says he gained 5 spots, which I'm confused about. And he's still in P10, so someone behind here must have fallen back. Robo's always been there. I would... Not Rick Ping. I'm really confused right now. Anyway, between the two drivers, the Haas driver and the Mercedes driver, Gordo and Bellatrix hanging on for P9 and P10. Late lunge almost hits the silver arrow. That was too close to call. Fatal. Actually, yeah, it was Fatal. Fatal has made a drastic mistake. He was inside the top 10. That's who it was. So Fatal's now going at it. Oh, there's a big spin. Fatal's in the wall, and he's out of the race. The first retirement of today. And he's out of the race. It went drastically wrong a lap ago. And battling with Robo. And Robo has been involved in multiple incidents so far this season. And Bellatrix is out. What's happened to Bellatrix? Oh, he's off the track there. He must have lost a back end. I am confused right now. I do not know what has happened, and McLaren off the track. McLaren not having the best of season so far. I am confused right now. So 2 retirements there. My L2 button keeps getting stuck, and King MJ has made up a place on Elite Lorenzo. They're side by side still. That Renault and Force India are still going at it, riding on board with Banana. He'll try to get the inside Elite Lorenzo off the corner, but he's not close enough, so they'll still be side by side. King MJ and Elite Lorenzo. Lorenzo on the outside. There is some contact, but MJ backs off, and so does Banana to not make any contact. And here comes the other Pink Panther of CX. He's back here in 8th place. It is a 4-car battle for yet to be 1 position. So all these guys are drastically going for it. And as you can see, the gap has pulled away from Speedster of Surface. And as you can see, 4-car train. You can put on your little conductor hat for Elite Lorenzo. He's been fending all of them off so far. And the little caboose back here is CX. He's just that little tiny train in the background who's been trying to tag along with the rest of them. And he's just going to have to be a little patient if he wants to make a dent in this battle. So he'll hang on. Whoa, Elite Lorenzo's off. Same spot of Bellatrix's retirement. He's just absolutely bent it and gone off the track. So I'm not sure if there was an oil spill or something from one car. Prediction could be Fatal spun out there, maybe dropped some oil on the track. That's how Bellatrix spun out and retired, and that's how Elite Lorenzo hit it. But Elite Lorenzo just absolutely spun the car, and now there's a battle for looks to be P6. So you can see in the background the Renault of Lee Lorenzo goes in the pits. He must have some kind of damage. I don't think he hit the wall, but hanging on at CX, and 6 is Banana, and 7th is King MJ, so single file. So he must have gotten a flat spot on his tires, and he's really going to have to put on a new set right there. So will he put on a new set? Yeah, they obviously will, and repairing a front wing too, so he did get damage from that incident, and John is in as well. So first scheduled pit stop of the day, I assume. And Rick Ping going at it with the Toro Rosso driver of Jack. Jack gets ousted from 9th place. So already, we've gotten several incidents, and I'm kind of surprised I've gotten a few on camera, because it's so hard to predict when someone will spin on track. Obviously, you don't want someone to spin, but it's kind of hard to predict when. But we'll keep an eye on our... Looks to be our Pink Panther sandwich with the little Red Bull in between for the meat. And I don't think that would taste too good. A pink piece of bread and a Red Bull in between, that would not be tasty at all. But Robo has fallen victim to Sterling West, who is surging through the grid after a lap 1 incident. I'm not sure if that involved his teammate or not, like we mentioned in qualifying. Lap 1 in Shanghai, we did see an incident between Speedsta and looked to be Sterling West. The two teammates collided, and one of the end plates went off in the Ferraris, and that was last race. I'm not sure if the same thing happened here or not, or if someone else was involved in an incident with Sterling West. I do not know, but Rick Ping and Jack have gone at it. Jack moves up to 9th place. So he has moved up. He's repping the number 22, Jensen Button's number, I should say. And going up through the field. I wonder if he's a JB fan as well. I'm kind of curious about that. But anyway, off the track goes the McLaren ILR Reader. And for a second, I thought he was a lead lap car, but no, he's not. So he's getting in the way. Blue flag for that McLaren. Jack a penalty, and cutting the corner there is ILR Reader. So we can ride on board with Surface. Will we see blue flags? So he's going to try and use him for the toe off the corner, but instead he's going to let him go to the outside. To the outside. I would have waited to get a toe, then let off and help Surface. That's just me, because I always look at the sportsmanship of things and try and help one another if you are not in contention for the win. And in the pits goes Diego. So Diego, I just got the notification for that. So Diego in the pits, he has repped those. Let me change this to tire. There you go. And actually, it says, if I go back to stops, only a couple people have done a stop so far, Diego being one of them. And he has fitted the medium tire, so he's sporting those white wall tires, as you can see. And going back out on track, he is right in front of Gordo, but right in front of him is his teammate who's actually trying to make a move on CX. Look to the inside, not good enough. So we'll stay with Banana, see if he decides to make a move. And someone just posted a comment in the league chat, Belichick saying what happened, so he must be clueless after his retirement, so that's never good to hear. Mr. Jennings has moved up against King MJ, but we're keeping an eye on the other Pink Panther battle right now between the Red Bull and CX for fourth place. So they have moved up ever since the start. CX, I would say right now, is your driver of the day. He started in dead last. He did not set a lap in qualifying, and here he is in P4. Nonetheless, you have to remember, Diego has made a pit stop, so I would put him back to P5. But there's a yellow in Sector 2 and 3, so this should be ahead. That is ILR Reader. He's out of the race. Will we see what happened? No, we won't. Oh, yes, we will. He just spun it off the corner. So it looks to be turn 14 is catching many drivers out in this race. That's a third retirement we have seen, or second retirement, but third incident we have seen in turn 14 today. So turn 14 catching many drivers out, and speaking about drivers, both of them are in, CX and Banana. Will we see a change in position? The two LR guys coming at the same time, so they orchestrated that perfectly as well. It's a front wing change for the Red Bull driver. CX is away, and it looks to be CX will gain an advantage on Banana, where Banana will put on a new front wing, the number 12 driver, fitting that front wing and a 5-second stop go, or not? His car just disappeared. I don't know. They're like, okay, and the camera angle's not going to change. That's odd. But anyway, a battle for P10. He'll try the switchback. King MJ trying to hang on to not fall a victim to Mr. Jennings. And he's trying to do his best to hang right on, but falling behind. You can see warming up those tires in the background is Banana. He doesn't care that Sterling West is right behind him. He knows he has not made a stop yet and does not care if he gets past or not. He's just trying to warm up those tires. So, looks to be we are not even halfway through this race. 12 plus 12 is 20. Yeah, next lap will be halfway. Am I? No, we won't. Next lap, we will not be halfway through. That'll be lap 14 or 15. Will be the halfway mark of this race. I cannot even do math. Hold on. Williams made a mistake. I saw him lose the back end. I thought that was just me. So, trying to hang on now. The Williams driver. And you can see the Red Bull and Sterling West going at it. Sterling West gets by Banana, who just made a pit stop. Goes to show that maybe those soft tires still have something to reckon with. And will someone spin here? No, they will not. Again, turn 14 has been a tragedy for some of these drivers and has caught many people off so far in this race. And LR Surface moved up. Jack is moved up as well because Gordo is in the pits. He is repping those white wall tires. Or so super. I'm not sure. Those are red tires that you can see, but you can look to the icons on the left. The detail is medium tires, and it is still another glitch from F1 2017, I've noticed. Tires changing colors, but anyway, back for P10, 9, and 11. That's not even in order. Sterling West is hanging on against Banana and Mr. Jennings, and back in 9, 10, and 11. Fatal in the comments saying I'm not done, or I'm done racing until those two are kicked out. So nice to know, and he's referencing Robo and Jennings, and we're on board with Jennings now. He's actually made a mistake, or missing the apex in certain corners. Not many battles going on right now, so we are stuck watching Banana, who does make a mistake and runs wide. This allowed Jennings to catch right up. It's a good exit he gets, but I don't think he'd be close enough. And how it's our ILR reader in the comments saying this is a blaking joke. I got a 5-second penalty for hitting a ghost car, so I assume that's what he meant. And a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings accumulated in this race that I'm trying to, let's say, communicate within the stream of what's going on, or what happened to these drivers. So here's Uavin. He's ghosting. I think he disconnected. I did not catch it on my screen. So, I'm trying to stay connected here. And yeah, that ghost is really affecting guys like Speedster. I think he tried to weave out of the way of a ghost car. Here we go. Battle for P6. CX and Rick Ping right on board with the Pink Panther. He'll try the outside, the Racing Point. Will try to get by the Renault. He needs to do a little switchback maneuver here. Gains just enough momentum up to 6th gear, maxing out. Oh, and he drives right into him. What happened there? CX has ran right into the back end of the Renault driver of Rick Ping. Was that lag on my screen? Yeah, he's lost an end plate. He's lost an end plate. So, I'm not... Yeah, that definitely looked like lag, but they are showing a missing end plate on the 89 of CX. A beautiful start to this race has now gone down to shambles on lap 14 out of 29. So, this race has seen tons of drama so far. It's left to the other Racing Point of King MJ to try and get by Rick Ping. He said, I can't do it. Teammate, can you do it? So he's going to try running wide, getting the momentum off the corner, and Rick Ping is into the pits. I would have tried to follow him and get a little toe off of him, but then again, he may slam on the brakes, and that would not be ideal. So, down the straight, will CX go into the pits as well? He does. So that's the Bahrain Grand Prix so far. Through the first half of the race, we've seen plenty of action. And it's pretty interesting to me that some of these drivers are still in the race after they've made contact. But anyway. Let's go through the field, and it looks to be that Uavin is still lagging, and other drivers not having a friendly opinion of others. And CX emerges right in front of John, so he does jump John, but John is on the super soft tires for 6 laps so far, so those tires should be worn a tad bit. And 12 laps, Sterling West has been on those medium tires. Now, listen, I know they're yellow tires. They're yellow tires, they indicate the soft, but you can clearly see on the left-hand side of the screen that he has the medium tires on. This game is lying to you. He has the medium tires on. Do not worry. But he's been on those tires for 12 laps so far. It's lap 16, so he put it on lap 4, so I believe for a new front wing. So anyway, leading is Diego, picking up where he left off in Australia, and if I say that, he would retire with 3 laps to go, so I definitely do not want to jinx him, but again, trying to chug through the field, and he's absolutely done that today. And whoa, you can see the Ferrari almost lose the back end coming up off of turn 3, or turn 2 to 3, I should say. And I know Speed still likes to push the car through every corner, even when he's trying to save tires. He always finds a way to chug through the car through the corners, and hitting just enough curbs to do so, so not good for tire wear, but good for pushing the car. And that's what he's done so far today. Surface in 4th place. And you can see many people supporting the Livid guys in 3rd and 4th place. Speedsta and Surface, the 2 Americans, doing a superb job. And one of them will get podium today. That's the thing. Both of them are running pretty close to each other. One helped the other in qualifying, so I'm not sure if they'll try and repay the favor. I do not know. But if that is the case, they would have already repaid it because Speedsta was helping Surface in qualifying. So now Speedsta is ahead of Surface in the race as well. He made his debut actually last week and runs wide. But yeah, Surface made his debut last week and he did a fantastic start. And you can see he's using most of the curbing there through the final corner, just enough. While both run wide. I don't see any battles happening now. Nobody's within a second of each other. This is the closest battle we have. It's not even a battle. And yeah, I think the lobby is mixed. I'm not exactly sure, because I remember certain drivers were running Racing Line last race. I remember Speedsta called a couples out on it, since I know he switched to no line for this league. But yeah, but I think a line is allowed. I'm not sure anything else. Let's actually look at the... Let's see. So... the assists that are allowed, ABS is allowed, so is traction control, racing line. So yeah, this is everything that's been allowed. That's the question you had down below, so we answered that. And Surface is reeling in Speedsta. This is now an 0.8 gap, where last lap it was 1.1 seconds, so he is reeling him in, and CX a superb fast lap. He is on those soft tires. And now John is in the pits, so John McClane is in the pits. In 13th place, and I find it odd because end of his username is number 13, but King MJ is reeling in that Toro Rosso driver of Jack. This should be a good battle, and actually Surface is reeling in Speedsta, so who to watch? I would say King MJ because he's been closing him in quicker. It's now 3/10, but I would look at off the final corner, will he get a chug? That is the question we ask the 2 Livid Racing guys. Will they go friendly or not? We don't know. And King MJ made a mistake in that last corner, or penultimate corner of turn 14. But Surface nowhere close to making a move on the Ferrari driver. So both of themselves pacing each other. And we have 12 laps to go. Jack is in the pits, so that battle will not happen. So it's down to these 2 LR guys using... I would say abusing the track limits. I mean, it's not giving them warnings, but they are using it to their advantage and trying to get the most speed out of the car, and that's exactly what they're doing. So we'll stay put with these 2 drivers, and they both pitted on the same lap, and they both have the same tires on, so it's kind of odd to see both of them reeling in each other. So it kind of goes to show one is saving, one is pushing. Maybe they're both pushing it, but Surface is doing it in a faster rate, so I'm not sure if that's happening or not. But Diego is leading, and Jack and CX are going at it. They came out of the pits at the same time, and we do have a good car stack-up right here. And looks to be 4 cars right here. The Oh my goodness, a good stack up and almost looking. Oh my goodness, the Mercedes lost an end plate right after coming out of the pits. Jack has gotten out of it. He's on the medium tires, and Jack is on the soft tires, I believe, as well. Rick Ping is off. He's going to go down to the inside of Rick Ping for P10. That's singular point. He'll get him off the corner. Or will he? He does. So Rick Ping is trying to go at it with Gordo. He runs wide. I should go back up with Surface here. Almost a move. Will we see the switchback? He hops over the... Both of them hit the curb. So obviously that exit was not ideal for them. Gordo got ahead of Rick Ping. Now we go back up to 4th place now. Will we see a move for 3rd place? We will not, so we will have to win the next sector of turns 5, 6, 7, and 8. Will we see a move through there? If not, it'd have to be turns 9 and 10, which is not ideal on this track. So Surface is going to try hanging in for a couple more laps. However, Speedster massively locking up, and so does the Mercedes of Surface. Oh my goodness, so, yeah, some drivers complaining down below in the comments, they not knowing what the blue flags mean. Obviously means left by the faster car, but some others did not understand that, according to others. But the Renault late braking to the outside. Will he hold the nose there? Does not. Gordo closed the door on him at the very last second. Will he have a go up the inside, headed up towards turn 4? No, he will not. That gap is too far back. We go back with Surface and Speedster. Speedster very wide. Oh, he's in the sand trap. So off the track goes Speedster. However, he's going to stay with Surface impressively. Did not fall back too far. So the Ferrari and the Mercedes, both drivers, both friends. And we'll see if they are friends after this battle they will have. DRS is available. ERS is up. And up into 8th gear, to the inside, defending, and down to the inside once more for the 2nd time. Speedster, again Surface, Surface around the outside. Will he have to go up the inside? And he does. Surface up to 3rd place, maintaining that position. Oh, and that McLaren of Robo is going to get in the way of this battle. That looks to be Speedster to the inside. But the door closes, reminiscent to Vettel and Hamilton going at it in Bahrain earlier this season. However, the Ferrari this time did not spin in turn 4. Very reminiscent. That was too familiar of these two going at it. They're doing it perfectly, but off the corner, Surface, a better exit against the Ferrari driver of Speedster. So hanging on now, locking up those front tires to the inside, a nudge, the bump and run, but he did not get the run. It was just a bump, and Surface hangs on to P3, and he will hang on, but will he have a go to the inside this time? He looks... And he will have a go to the inside. There's contact again. They're still going at it for that podium spot. It is lap 20 now. It is 10 laps to go here in Sakhir for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the Bahrain International Circuit. Now Surface runs wide, uses enough of the track. And Howitzer ILR Reader wants an interview after the race event. So 9 laps to go. And looks to me the racing is just getting better and better. We should look with the Rick Ping. He's about to get against, looks to be Gordo, and Gordo ran him off the track. Very interesting to see. And now we should look with, oh my goodness, we missed this battle too. But Speed's on the outside, the door closes. Look back down with the Rick Ping and Gordo because they did make contact off the corner. Oh my goodness, we're missing everything today. Speedster going at it. Down to the inside goes a Ferrari. The Mercedes runs wide. He'll try the outside. Contact. No, there is not. Surface hangs on. Will he hang on? That is the question. Don't open that app up. He's still trying to hang on. Oh my goodness, this battle is good. Sterling West fastest lap time. So if they did get the extra point for that, if they did, he would have gotten an extra point, but he did not, because we do not have an extra point for fastest lap. Is the battle still going on? Of course it is. Down to the inside goes Rick Ping. He'll look, there's a yellow in Sector 3. I assume that's for one of these guys back here, if not, but Gordo to the inside. Well, that's Gordo on the outside with Rick Ping to the outside. Will they make some contact? Off the track goes Rick Ping. Going at it against to be Gordo is Rick Ping, and will ride on board the Renault driver, so he will hang on to turn 4, locking up into the inside, so will try and run him off track. He does. So he does get by him, but in an unclean way. Nonetheless, he got by him. And now DRS is open for Speedster. Defending to the inside goes Surface. all the way down to the white and red paint. To the outside goes Speedster. So that red car will try to go to the outside against the silver arrow, locking up. Will he try the outside? He gets the outside lane this time. That was not ideal, and pushing him through the corner is Surface. He'll try the inside all the way down to the dirt, I should say, the sand, and around the outside goes the Mercedes driver against Speedster. They're still going at it. While we have 8 laps to go, they made contact, and they still save it. Oh, hanging in through the corner, down to the inside in turn 7, and he'll have the advantage in turn 8. To the inside goes Speedster, locking up. He hits his teammate, or his LR teammate, and they're still going at it. Downhill towards turn 9 and 10. Will Speedster have a go? No, he does not, but Surface locks up. He cuts the corner to get the advantage. You can see that back and just slide. He lost the weight of the car. So P3 and 4 is heated between two best friends we have on the grid. Oh my goodness, this is too close to capture. Surface, again, is involved with another late race battle that he is still trying to hang on to. So this is very interesting, nonetheless, I should say. Man, I have a sore throat for this race already. Goes to show that I'm doing a good job, or I think I am. So, Gordo with Rick Ping, 11 and 12. Hanging there, but Speedster will have another go. Surface defends the same time he did last lap on 22. There's John, that's 3 wide. They split the lapped car. And around the outside, will the Ferrari have a run, hopping over the curb, and that clearly loses the momentum of Surface, and Speedster should set sail in P3. So, with 6 laps to go, I believe. No, not 6. 7 laps to go, I should say. 7 laps. Will that be enough time for one of the LR guys to get P3? They obviously will, but which one? Will it be Surface or Speedster? That's the question. Going back down to Gordo, going at it with Rick Ping. Rick Ping is still hanging on. Oh man, this has been an action-packed race so far, if you have missed any of it. As I say that, there's literally nothing happening now. So lap 23 out of 29, let's look at our supposed driver of the day so far. 3-second time penalty for Jack. That is, actually, Gordo and Rick Ping are going at it in turn 1. That slipstream, he did gain in a huge advantage. Now the Renault of Rick Ping has fallen back. Will he have a go towards turn 4? Yeah, it's going to have to be go big or go home here, but he's going to have to wait till next lap, so we'll maybe try in turn 5, 6, and 7. I don't think he'll have a shot here. Maybe get the switch back, the momentum off the corner, and turn 8, get him down the hill towards turn 9 and 10. That's obviously what you can try and aim for. Let's look with Speedster and Surface. They should be on the straight now, and a lunge to the inside goes Surface. He will not get it because Speedster prevails on the inside of turn 3. Uphill they go towards turn 4, defending to the inside. Surface will have a go to the outside in turn 4. Which one will have the run through the corner? Surface around the outside against the Ferrari driver. They'll still be side by side. Headed towards turn 5, 6, and 7. Speedster backs off. So 6 laps to go, I should say. Looks to be the Ferrari driver is desperately trying to get back into position. We shall look back down with Gordo and Rick Ping. Down the straight to the outside goes the Renault. Switching the outside and see old switcheroo in the final corner of the Renault. He was not able to do the old roo off the final corner. Did the old switch, but not the roo. And down the straight for P11. The DRS is enabled up to 8th gear. And I forgot to, mute my phone in the background. I apologize. I knew I was forgetting something. So, Gordo was able to hang on. You can distantly hear the phone in the background. I apologize for that. But looks to be Speedster. The gap has backed off, so, couple laps to go, and I think he's just going to try and save his tires now if he cannot get him down the straight for lap 25. So it's a shame that that run did not prevail. You can still, he's still trying. He's still trying to stay with him. Weaving left and right. DRS no longer available on that straight. But if he can get a good run off turn 3, and he does, he can try something up towards 4, but he hits the exit curb, and I don't think that'll do anything for him. So now Rick Ping and Gordo going at it down this other DRS straight, and honestly, I didn't think there would be much passing opportunity, but he runs wide. Is Gordo. Ah, he's such a shame. They were having a good battle, and actually, Sterling West and Elite Lorenzo, a new battle prevails, and that Ferrari will go to the outside of the Renault. The Renault, not much to defend with. They'll have the inside. Sterling West moves back up from a lap 1 incident, so he is finding his way through the field again. Will he have a run here as the Renault driver? No, he sticks to the back. Gordo, will he have him down the straight? I don't think so. The gap has backed off from Speedster, but actually, let me stay with this one. Because late defending in that front wing, he punts him off the track. No front wing damage for Gordo, and Gordo may get back, but no, he lets him back by. Because that was, I wouldn't say uncalled for, but unfair, to say the least. And I'm running out of breath here, so a couple laps to go of this race, and these guys are still going at it. So if I did have a co-commentator, I'd be like, oh, so how has the race been going so far? And actually, it's been going fantastic. Mr. Jennings lets by Surface. There's a lapped car sandwich between the two LR guys. And just struggling for grip, you could see Speedster. And will he be able to make up a move? That is the question. Between Banana and King MJ, no, he does not. Too far back is Elite Lorenzo. But off turn 3 into turn 4, will he have a say? But, oh, use that exit curve and it slows him down. Off turn 3, I don't know. Yeah, he won't be able to catch him there. If he can stay with him, he may be able to try an overtake. But Elite Lorenzo got very, very, very too dangerously close to Sterling West to make an overtake. But Elite Lorenzo now getting a penalty. I'm not sure what he did there. The only voice crack I've done in a long time, yeah, I am partially sick, by the way. I didn't want to bring it up, but I've been sneezing too much today, and I'm not sure if the voice crack really helps that either in that case. So a couple laps to go, and Elite Lorenzo, oh, that's Robo off the track. You can see in the background, he's not having the best of day. Don't worry, I have a tissue box next to me if I ever need it, but, you know, commentating does not obviously help. So we're not worry about that later. Banana is going at it with King MJ through the corner. But he runs wide. Oh, it goes on the sand there, which, if you didn't know, in Bahrain, the sand is actually glued down to the surface, so if there is a sandstorm, the sand does not pick up from the track and get in the vision of the drivers. And actually, so he's using that to an advantage, but you can see there is still some spray if he goes off track. So, King MJ hanging on to P5, 3 laps to go. Will there be a late lunge? No, there will be not. So, hanging on to that position, we shall also look back with Jennings on Gordo. And you can see Gordo fell back from Rick Ping, so, Gordo made a mistake, obviously. I'm not sure where he made it. I'm not sure if there's a yellow in any of the sectors. But nonetheless, we have not talked about Diego, because with 3 laps to go is when he retired in the Australian Grand Prix in the race lead, and we are coming to the end of the 3 laps to go, and he is still leading this thing, so will the curse be lifted off of him? So down to 6th place, King MJ is hanging on. So what I have noticed so far, it's kind of odd. Once we get a good battle for around 4 or 5 laps, you know, I feel like these drivers are pushing their tires too much to the point where it'll be like, once they're ahead, the driver behind is like, oh, I need to start saving my tires, or I need to start saving my fuel, because all of a sudden they back off for no reason, and it's not because they made a mistake, it's because they're starting to save their tires or fuel, because they were pushing it to the limit in the battle that they were in. You know, that's a good example with Speedster. I know he likes to over-rev his fuel, and, you know, he's probably saving right now, but 2 laps to go between the Red Bull and the Force India driver. They'll come across the line with 2 to go. And Banana is lurking, but not close enough down the straight. Does get a good toe off the Pink Panther, the Racing Point. But up the hill and up to turn 3, still not close enough. So we'll go where Diego is, on track. He's approaching the final lap. Right now he's on the penultimate lap of the race and entering the penultimate corner. It is turn 14. Banana is still close. That is Diego's teammate. And I did just notice that for the third race in a row, if Diego does win, even if we commentate curse him and It's Me wins, a Red Bull sponsored car would win, you know, the first 3 races. Speedsta picking up a penalty, and Weaving, that's actually behind. That is Surface's teammate. There's a yellow in Sector 2. Oh my goodness! Who is that? That's CX off the track. Oh my goodness, Jack has moved up to 9th. I'm not sure what happened there. It's an odd spot. That is turn 8. That is turn 8 where that incident happened. Gordo, fastest lap time. So, no, he must have pitted. Gordo must have pitted. He did pit, and that's why he's fallen back. He did not make a mistake. And we are on the final lap of this race. Actually, there should be a battle right here. He's close enough. King MJ holding off Banana. Banana to the outside. MJ defends to the inside. And on the outside, will there be contact? No, there won't, but the number 12 of Banana to the inside prevails. And there's contact. The racing point both collide, and they both save it. So that is very, very interesting to see. Diego going through the final sector. So yeah, they both ended up spinning. They both ended up spinning, and they both saved it, which is miraculous to say the least. So as we're on the final lap, final corner, he led most of the laps in Albert Park for the Australian Grand Prix. He ended up retiring with 3 laps to go. This time he'll cross the line, and this time he gets to win as he wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's Diego, and he wins for the first time this season, what could have been the second time. And he's able to oust his teammate. He's able to oust everyone else. He takes the checkered flag. It's Me has to settle for second as his sister teammate actually finishes the race this time and gets to keep the win. Very happy for him. It is redemption for Diego. P3 is Surface. He stands on the podium after pole position. Speedsta in 4th place. I think he ran out of fuel as he crossed the line. King MJ and Banana, who will get the battle of this one? Final corner. Oh, he just misses the apex. He runs wide. King MJ will get P5. MJ slides right in. And he gets the best of them, and MJ runs out, I believe. They all run out, or they're all just slowing down. Either way, we could all say they ran out. And CX... he has AI cars right in front of him, believe it or not. It's just down to him and a couple others to finish. Robo still has to finish. It's all down to CX to finish this race. 5-second time penalty for Robo, and it's down to CX to finish. Oh, using most of the track limits. He wants to finish because he wants P10. I mean, Rick Ping was lapped, and it's down to CX. Even if he crashes out now, he's still going to get P10. He just wants to finish the race for pride, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's weaving for P10. Everybody's watching him. He's the last one to finish. And we're waiting for him to finish the race and cross the line. The fireworks go off in display, and he's going to finish the race in the pits. Pretty unique way to do it. And, you know, saves him an extra lap, or an extra pace lap, to say the least. So, your winner today is Diego. This time, he gets to win, compared to Australia. So, very happy to see him on the top step again. And It's Me, basically, I would say, enhances his points lead. Surface ends up on the podium after a mistake last race in Shanghai. So, nice to see redemption for him. All in all, everybody gets redemption for this race. Speedsta better position. He was so close to the podium and just could not do it at the very end against his Livid Racing teammate of Surface. And that was a battle of the two. That they will go down between the two. So this is how we're going to do interviews. So the people wanting interviews, I do not have your PSN. So if you are in the ILR chat, I will invite you via group. So, let's look at the race director. I really want to look at the race director. Hold on. So, let's see how many warnings we got. John, speeds to Sterling West. Oh, my goodness. ILR reader got a couple. Oh, my God. ILR reader. Speedsta. Come on, man, Speedsta. You're better than that. I can say that. I'm his good friend. Going through the field. Jennings, Robo Harley. I'm gonna do this just to help the race stewards as well, so they can see the penalties too. Robo Harley. Oh my goodness, bunch of penalties and bunch of warnings and a penalty. Let me go through here. Oh my goodness, Elite Lorenzo. A bunch of warnings as well. So there you go. That helps the race stewards. I showed the. Oh my goodness! And top three, it really would have gone down because Pizza did have a time penalty, and he would have finished fourth regardless. The top three were the only drivers in the race who did not get a penalty. Am I right about that? Uavin did not get a penalty. Neither did Bellatrix or Fatal, but then again, they had a shorter race. But nonetheless, the top three did not get penalties. Everyone else did, either a 3-second or a 6-second penalty, or two penalties that accumulated to 6 seconds. So nonetheless, that is your that is the Bahrain Grand Prix for the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakir. Your top three, Diego, It's Me, and LR Surface. Let's do some interview time. This is usually the fun part of the job where you get to hear how everyone's race went and hear them complain. So you'll see a blue screen. This is me inviting them to the party. Overall, I don't know who we'd have to give driver of the day. I'll leave that down to you. So we are inviting the ILR guys to the. I go to the chat. All I see is Jack saying, "Chill out, man." That's all I see, and I'm like, I do not want to read that. It probably isn't good. So Robo Harley joins the party. Who else is gonna join? Speedster joins. Who else is joining? ILR Reader joins.
Oh boy, we have a party going on right now.
Banana joins. Who else are we gonna interview? That was a interesting race.
Surface can't make it, unfortunately. I
told him, like, buddy, you should go do the interview. He's like, nah, I have to go somewhere. So.
It saves my voice. I'm partially sick. Okay, so.
Can I ask one question? Very quick, Alan, I'm very sorry for earlier today.
And that.
Okay, that's fine. Don't drag it here.
I crossed the line.
Who is the person that has a question?
Robo Harley.
Okay.
Now, when I'm getting lapped by you guys, you were faster than me. Do I get in any of your way, like speedster? Did I get in your way, or did I get off the track and let you pass?
No, you're fine. That time you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
He was battling with me, and basically, I've recorded the whole race anyway, so if Jack wants to see that, I know that I'm not at the ability of you guys, but I do it because I enjoy doing this race, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna try and race against you guys. I'm racing my own race. If he can't take that he's spun out and crashed out, that's his own issue, not mine. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you were fine with. I don't remember having a problem with you. You got out of the way, I think, if I remember. Yeah, it's fine.
If you pass the guy who approached me, I just let you pass because I'm not gonna race you. I'm not gonna beat you. Simple as that.
I mean, also it's blue flag rules, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty clean race today, actually, compared to the previous.
That was a very interesting race. Now that we have enough people to do interviews with, who should we start with? Let's go to the party screen. We have Jennings, Banana, ILR Reader, Speedsta, and Robohart. Let's start with you, Speedsta, because you had a very, very intense battle with your Livid Racing teammate, Surface, who could not make it, like we said. So you did pick up a penalty at the end, and even if you did get in front of Surface, you still would have finished fourth.
And in the beginning, but...
Okay, so what was the plan? Because I saw in qualifying you were trying to give Surface a tow, and then was he supposed to repay you back or something during the race? That's what I was waiting for.
Nah, so what happened was he told me that it would be a good idea to do 2 flying laps because that way on your second one your tires would have more temperature. And I said, well, why don't I just do two warm-up laps or 2 out laps? And so I told him, hey, if I'm doing 2 out laps, I'll give you a tow, you know, on your first lap. I mean, he eventually invalidated it, so it didn't matter. So, you know, I gave him a tow, just to be a nice guy. But yeah, then in the race, again, we weren't having team orders or anything. We were just kind of racing. And it got to a point where It's Me and Diego were just flying, and, you know, this is kind of my least favorite track. So I was like, hey, you just want to have some fun. You know, I was going to finish 4th no matter off trying to, you know, win the race, not off trying to get position. That was based off pure fun, you know, just for the sake of battling. There wasn't a reason to it. And so that was kind of really, like, a really special moment, because you don't really get those in league racing anymore. We can just go out and battle for fun without, like, your consequences meaning it's, you know, on corner exit. So that was a really cool moment for both of us. And we were both at the party at the same time, so it was pretty funny.
Okay. Thank you very much. Who else can we ask? So, Robo, I'm going to ask you a question, mainly because of the comments I've seen on the stream. Now, what exactly happened? I'm not sure if I caught it, but certain people blaming you for things, and I saw certain crashes happen today. I'm not sure, you were describing it earlier, but I'm not, do you want to extend on it?
Basically, Satan was coming on the inside of the minute, so obviously I took the inside for the other corner coming, right? And what happened is obviously he's tried to turn in, touch my back wheel, and spun himself out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. Like, if people are faster than me, I'll let them through. Simple. I go off the track, and that's why some of my times are so bad, because I will go off the track and let the faster cars through.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting, because I've seen you had to deal with blue flags in the last race too, or either Australia or that, and you were no problem at it. You were a very good sport about it, so I was kind of odd to see that. So next for ILR Reader, your race didn't last too long today. You want to extend on that? I wasn't sure what happened.
I just came around turn, I think it was turn 3 or 4, and it was Giggle Mate, and I don't know who he came in contact with, but he got into a crash this weekend, and he was ghosted, so I just went right through him, and then I ended up getting a 5-second stop and go penalty, so, and then after that I was a little pissed off, and that kind of turned off my race. Like, it was, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So this is...
Stop and go penalty for going through a ghost. I don't know if it was a server issue. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah. So this is one final question that I'm going to ask all of you guys. So we saw 2 retirements and 4 incidents in turn 14, or I should say the penultimate corner. Did any of you guys have any trouble there? I was just curious, because I'm not sure if there was either an oil spill or something they ran over or they hit the curb. I'm not sure what was with turn 14 today. It was oddly, where incidents happened.
Did you say oil spill?
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I'm sorry, but
I flipped the corner with the rear wheels. I put too much throttle down. I was too close to the curb, and it
well,
Apex,
you see,
isn't it?
Alan, I'm pretty sure like before the race, some random guy came out and just poured a bunch of oil everywhere. So whenever you go over it, you do a couple barrel rolls into the wall. So I think that was the issue we were encountering, because oil spills are definitely a real physics of the game. But I think that corner gives you problems no matter what. Like, I don't think I took that corner to the same twice all day, because like there's so many different lines you can take into that corner. So it's a hard corner, and especially if you get on the inside curve and the fast right-hander leading into it, like you're absolutely done. Like you're spinning, you're flipping, you're faulting onto oil traps, like you said. But but yeah, like those corners, it's a hard series of corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious about that. So that wraps up the...
comes into that.
Oh, what were you saying?
So I was just saying your balance setup really comes into that.
Yeah.
To play when it comes to that turn, I find.
I also saw a McLaren there.
That was me. Yeah, I just hit the grass and
Wait, what grass?
accelerated and started the curve going.
I was gonna say, this truck doesn't have grass, besides the first corner.
Yeah, no, I meant the curve.
So that will round out...
I wanted to say thank you for obviously letting me be a part of like ILR and stuff, and obviously I do struggle because I'm a bit slow and I'm not up to speed with you guys, but I have the recordings, like I said, I would send to Jack so he can see the recordings and stuff like that. But thank you for being great sports, but I'm not going to be part of this anymore, so.
Oh, it's such a shame to hear, but...
Farewell.
Yeah.
I've been told that I'm not allowed to be part
To be
of
fair,
it
the chat is not very nice. Everyone just slates each other. It's not
Hey,
like
I mean, it is an
That's
American
league
league, to be
racing. They
fair.
take it seriously, and I don't blame them.
No,
They
it's
want to
an
do the
Amer-
best they
no,
can.
It is an American league, to be fair. So not to shit on America, but just saying.
So that wraps it up for this Bahrain Grand Prix, and this is the 3rd round of the ILR American tier. And where are we next week? I'm going to keep asking that because I do not remember the schedule by heart.
I think we're at, I don't know, Spain.
Are we actually at Spain?
I'd like to say, if we are, that'd be great. I could actually do well.
What do you mean, great? Oh, I'm not sure if I should say that, but let's just say Spain is basically with Sector 3. I'm not sure the best place for overtaking. That's why I think about it. But anyway, that should be it for the Bahrain Grand Prix for ILR, the American tier. I think it's just us two in the party now that everybody left.
It is, buddies, you know?
Yeah, totally. So it is Speedsta and I. Oh my goodness. It's us two finishing out the race. Thank you everybody so much for watching the Inside Line Racing American Tier Round 3 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We will see you back next week, next Sunday evening, for the Spanish Grand Prix Ticket to Barcelona, Catalunya. I'm Alan Cavagnaro with Speeds is still in the party, and we will see you next week. Have a safe night, everybody, and peace.